Good day everyone. My name is John Clemente and together with Miss Cepeda and Miss Abesa, we are going to discuss all about homeostatic imbalances. But first, what is homeostasis? Homeostasis is defined as the state of steady internal, physical, and chemical conditions maintained by living systems. It is the balance of the body and the mind to maintain proper functioning and the body's needs are met. Basically, it is the dynamic state of internal balance and equilibrium. Why homeostasis is important? First, it responds to changes in the body's environment. Second, it oversees the exchange of materials between the environment and the cell. It functions for metabolizing foods and integrating all of the body's diverse activities. Homeostasis is achieved through homeostatic state. The body is healthy and everything is working properly. It means that the person is in good health, there is no illnesses, and internal systems are functioning properly. So now we are going to define the homeostatic imbalances. It is the disruption or the drive state in the homeostatic state. The body's internal environment is disturbed and it will attempt to regulate the internal environment back to normal. So disturbances are all around us and the body is constantly fighting for equilibrium to be achieved. It is also defined as a fluctuation in the ability to maintain equilibrium in a constant environment within the body. So here is a comparison of homeostatic state versus homeostatic imbalance. In homeostatic state or in homeostasis, the body's internal environment is always disrupted. However, the body will attempt to regulate the internal environment back to normal as always. It has the impulse to act or adapt and to return to homeostatic state. However, when there is homeostatic imbalance, the interruption of the homeostatic state can become long-term and cannot be easily regulated to normalcy. Homeostatic imbalance means the body failed attempt to adapt. Causes of homeostatic imbalances can include the following. The primary reason that there is an imbalance is caused by aging. This can affect the person's organs and the organ's control systems or feedback mechanisms. The next is through genetics or inheritance of diseases. Next are pathogens. And lastly are external and internal disruption. Example of external disruption is hot weather, lack of oxygen, or toxins, while example of internal disruption is fall in blood glucose level when we forgot to eat enough in a long period of time. Homeostatic imbalances will result to our organs becoming less efficient and our internal environments becoming less stable. These events makes us more susceptible to diseases. Example of diseases as a result of homeostatic imbalances. It includes diabetes, dehydration, hypoglycemia, hyperglycemia, gout, and any other disease caused by toxins. It must be noted that when homeostatic imbalance become prolonged, medical intervention is necessary to restore the balance or permanent damage to organs may occur.
For the highlights, we found a very recent research published on February 16, 2022. The research study was entitled CNS Redox Homeostasis and Dysfunction in Neurodegenerative Diseases by Goldsteins and colleagues. Their present review focuses on the major causes of central nervous system or CNS redox homeostasis imbalance comprising mitochondrial dysfunction and endoplasmic reticulum stress. Redox homeostasis is acknowledged to play a major role in both normal cellular function and disease of the human central nervous system. Redox homeostasis imbalance may result in, first, mitochondrial dysfunction, wherein the excessive production of ROS contributes to oxidative stress and is a prominent part of aging processes and many degenerative diseases. This further results to ferroptosis. Second, protein misfolding in the endoplasmic reticulum evidently causes ER stress, resulting to an increase in ROS production, to altered calcium efflux, and pro-inflammatory signaling in glial cells. This further leads to neuroinflammation. Neurodegenerative diseases, or ND, such as Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, and Huntington's disease, have a fundamental common pathological mechanisms involving oxidative stress and neuroinflammation. In conclusion, CNS redox imbalance originating from mitochondrial and/or ER dysfunctions affects neural cell function both in terms of viability and pro-inflammatory reactivity. As an ultimate outcome, it may trigger ferroptotic cell death, which is a major contributor to the pathogenesis of neurodegenerative diseases. Pharmacological targeting of these pathological pathways may help alleviate or slow down neurodegeneration.
As defined earlier, homeostatic imbalances could be due to aging, genetics, pathogens, and external and internal disruptions. Here in the Philippines, a wide variety of pathogens causing diseases are experienced within our history, including the current COVID-19 virus. Another pandemic that affected the Philippines, killing almost 85,000 of our population at that time, is the Spanish flu. Spanish flu is a zoonotic disease in the form of influenza, specifically a type A influenza that started with the birds or avian flu. It is mainly caused by respiratory and immune system issues, and it is a result of homeostatic imbalances, which are composed of several other homeostatic imbalances and their responses or feedbacks. According to Dr. John Cash of the University of Washington, is that what is happening is that the host inflammatory response is being highly activated by the virus, and that response is making the virus much more damaging to the host. The host immune system may be overreacting and killing off too many cells, and that may be the key contributor to what makes this virus more pathogenic. So the homeostatic imbalance started when the virus entered the human body, making the other body systems react to this, trying to balance it out. But what happened instead is that the immune system overreacted, killing off too many cells. The known and most common symptoms of the Spanish flu disease is fever, dry cough, headache, body aches, sore throat, and diarrhea, which are mostly similar to the symptoms of COVID-19 virus. Some of these symptoms are homeostatic feedbacks like the fever and cough for the body to return back to its homeostatic status, while some are homeostatic imbalances themselves. Diarrhea is also a homeostatic imbalance caused by an internal disruption, which in this case is a viral infection. It is a bowel concern that causes an electrolyte imbalance in our body. Electrolytes are essential minerals in muscle, nerve, and bone functions. They maintain normal heartbeat, blood pressure, and fluid balance in our body. When we experience diarrhea, we also experience dehydration, and dehydration leads to an electrolyte imbalance, which can further cause bone, nervous, and circulatory disorders. Another case is that of Bajau people's ability as a key in understanding and treating hypoxia and sleep apnea. Scientists presume that these people found in Malaysia and Philippines can be a key in understanding more about hypoxia and other sleep disorders like sleep apnea, which are homeostatic imbalances under external disruption or environmental influences. Bajau people are mostly found in the Southeast Asian countries like Malaysia, Eastern Indonesian islands, and the Philippines. The Bajau population is known as sea nomads because of their ability to stay underwater for almost 13 minutes, in which a normal human can't do. Scientists then discovered that their spleens are larger than an average human because of a mutation in their PDE10A gene, and also due to evolution and natural selection. Spleens are important in supplying oxygenated blood as they contract, so the larger the spleen, the more oxygenated blood are released and supplied throughout the body tissues. So what the Bajau people overcame is the inadequacy of oxygen supply under pressure. In this sense, normal people with average size of spleen cannot stay longer underwater like the Bajau people, so they might suffer from hypoxia, which occurs when the human body cannot supply enough oxygen to its tissues. Similarly, oxygenated blood deficiency can also result to sleep apnea, which is an abnormal reduction in breathing. The following images shows what happens to our cells and body when we are experiencing hypoxia and sleep apnea. Although scientists are still in search for other ways can at least prevent or even treat this kind of homeostatic imbalance, knowing that a group of people are able to overcome this obstacle is a start to a new discovery.